Hello everyone, what's up? You've seen clean tanks before, but let's be honest, they don't look like they've been through hell. In this video I'll show you two weathering secrets that make all the difference. Mechanical decal weathering for that battle-worn realism, and post-shading for depth and contrast. And remember, this tank could be yours. The Race for Terra quiz is happening tomorrow. Yes, that's right, tomorrow, and this time it's open to all comers, not just my Patreons. However, you'll need to prove your knowledge to win. No random draws here, you have to earn this tank. So this is the Malcador after base coating and chipping, and having applied a nice coat of Tamiya X22, which is a gloss varnish. The first step is to apply Decal fixer solution, in this case Tamiya Mark Fit Strong, to the areas where you want to apply your decals. After that, let it dry for at least 15 minutes. While you see me apply the product using its own applicator brush, there's a few lessons that I would like to impart. First of all, you should know that there are two reasons for the varnishing prior to this. The first is to protect the paint, as this decal solution can eat into unprotected paint, in particular if it's water-based. The second reason is to create a smooth and water-repellent surface, which will give you a safety net in case that you're not able to position the decal exactly where you want it on the first try. Oh, and why use this product if it dissolves the paint, you ask? Well, because I've tried virtually all the products on the market, and after applying hundreds of decals, I believe this is the best one, hands down. And here you can see how even someone like me with a low dexterity score can apply decals successfully. First, I'm trying to get it into roughly the right location using the back of those old and crappy tweezers. Then I applied a bit more decal solution around the edges, letting it mix with the water. Now there was far too much liquid in the end, so I removed some with a cotton bud. And now we get to the crux of the matter, fiddling around until you're happy with the location. For this I use a silicone brush, which I would recommend if you want to be really gentle and safe. This Death Guard Legion numeral also took me a couple of attempts. Now for my favorite decal on this tank, and the trickiest one to apply. You can see how my hands were shaking there. I only had one of these decals, and I was actually nervous. Always check decals from more than one angle. Again, if you have applied varnish, you will have a big window of opportunity in which to make fine adjustments. So relax, take your time, and just gently reposition it until you're happy. 20 minutes later, it was time for a crucial step, flattening the decals and making sure that they conform to the surface. To do that, I always apply some more decal solution, using the brush this time to sort of massage the product into the decal and the surrounding film, which in this case you can see is very large and rather prominent. Another 20 minutes later, things are looking a lot better already, but it's time to refine the finish. That means applying some more product again, first of all. Immediately after that, with no waiting time this time, I roll a cotton bud over it gently, forcing the air out and pressing the decal against the surface. There you go, you can see how the transfer is totally starting to melt with the surface. However, since this surface is very textured, which normally would be hell for other decal solutions, what do you think I'm doing next? That's right, I'm doing it again. So after a few more seconds, it looks pretty much painted on. However, it's time to get serious here. So what in the nine hells is Enrique doing here, do you ask? Well, what does it look like I'm doing? I'm sanding the decals, with a sanding stick of course. What else? Okay, so this time I will shut up, I will stop the music, and let you enjoy this sound. If you want to know, this is a 240 grit sanding stick, but I'm about to switch to the 120 on the other side. Crazy, huh? There you go, you see the effect that I'm getting with this? Some of the paint is also coming off, creating further chipping and blending the decal seamlessly with the paint. Now this is what I call mechanical weathering, guys, and of course it works with just the paint as well. The more texture that your surface has, the better this will work. Now the turret, or casemate if you want to be technical, are textured far more heavily than the rest of the vehicle. But if you watched my previous Malcador video, you will know that virtually every inch of it is textured. That was very deliberate. By the way, if you did miss my previous video, what are you waiting for, you heretic? Make sure to rectify that pronto. So is there anything you should do after you're done sanding? Well, yes, and you might have guessed what it is. Apply some more Tamiya Mark Fit Strong. That will really put the icing on the cake, if you like. After this, the decal will look like real, battle-worn markings. In fact, I bet you people will ever wonder if it was a decal in the first place. Trust me and try this technique. Before we change topics, here you can see what I was talking about before. Notice how it's not only the decal that is getting chipped, but also the surrounding area, which is deliberately textured much more heavily than others to hide the horrendous signature GW seamline. Time for a bit of airbrush magic. This is Burnt Umber by Lifecolor, an acrylic liquid pigment. I'm gonna spray this with my Gaahleri Mobius detail airbrush at a pressure of just around 12 psi. Check out the area around that sponson. The idea is to create shading in recessed areas or in between panels, and to do so in a diffuse, deliberately grainy way, which will suggest dust or soot or something like that being accumulated. These shots on the upper hull I think perfectly illustrate how this works. See what difference that makes and how quickly it transforms the finish? But have a look at this. What do you notice? Let's try that again on another panel. Yes, that's right. This doesn't look like paint, it creates a speckled finish. So how did I achieve that? Well, while you watch me do the rest, let me explain. First of all, these pigments naturally lend themselves to this type of application. Secondly, I lower the pressure, as I said before, which changes your spray pattern. And thirdly, in some spots where I wanted to reinforce the speckling effect, I use what is known as the MAC valve on this Gaahleri airbrush using the technique of airbrush stippling. If you want to know more about this, I suggest you watch my Star Wars Terrain video from June 2024. And now I think you will agree with me that the transformation on that cupola hatch is absolutely phenomenal. Look at that. So guys, there it is. This Malcador, fully weathered and battle worn. And here's the best part. This tank could be yours. The Race for Terra quiz is happening tomorrow, February 8th, from 4 o'clock to 8 CET, that is Berlin time, and the winner takes home this exact model. But this isn't a random giveaway. Oh no, you will need to prove your knowledge in an online quiz covering all my tank-related videos. The best score wins, and let me say again, this is not just for Patreon supporters, it's for anybody. So start studying now. A quick reminder, as I always do with all my giveaways, I'll cover shipping within the EU. If you're outside the European Union, you'll need to cover the difference and pay for any taxes that might apply. So, do you think you got what it takes? Get ready for tomorrow. That's it for today's tutorial, guys. I hope that you picked up some techniques to level up your weathering game. A huge thanks to my Patreon supporters, who make these videos possible, quite literally. Because if I had to rely on YouTube ad revenue, well, let's just say that I'd be airbrushing with tap water and weathering with actual dirt. And a special shout out to my newest Magos Patreons of 2025 who are now officially entered into the Gaahleri Ambition airbrush giveaway. Robin, David, Tomasz, Simon and Craig. Since we now have our 5 entrants, the Patreon airbrush giveaway will also take place this weekend. If you missed out, don't worry, there will be more chances in the future. Like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed this one, guys. Thanks for watching, and remember, keep it up and weather it out.